Hello again, everyone. This is Rob, aka Hated Hero. We're quickly going over my Stamina Templar build for PvP that I've named the Generator. I gave it this name due to its potential to create very high ultimate regen. We're going to quickly get into the gear. It's 5-piece werewolf hide using 2 weapons and 3 jewelry. 2 blood spawn, and 5 eternal hunt on the body. You're going to want 4 to 5 impenetrable pieces and the rest well fitted. This helps with the amount of dodge rolling you may be doing with this build. Your back bar weapon can be any 2-hander as long as it's defending. I choose Hikajo glyphs because I want higher max health in PvP due to the fact that we're wearing 5 pieces of medium in this build and only 2 pieces of heavy. I go with all stamina recovery glyphs, but you're welcome to change some of these out for weapon damage if you would like. You can also switch the daggers for swords or axes or any combination of the 3 that you would like. We're going to look at our character's stats unbuffed, out of PvP. We've got 21,000 health, 35,000 max stamina, 2,000 stamina recovery, 2,000 unbuffed weapon damage, right around 16k spell resist, and 14k physical resist, with about 2,300 crit resist. I choose the Thief boon to help raise my crit chance, and I feel that it pairs really well with the daggers. When you jab, you have a passive that will increase your weapon critical as well. So we're actually maintaining around a 60% crit chance with this build. That's very good. We're going to put down our buffs and check our defensive bar and buffed weapon damage quickly. So with our buffs on, we're at 26k spell resist and nearly 25k physical resist. That is a lot for a medium armor build. So it's something to be very happy about. Our buffed damage bar is 2453, which sounds low, and it is, but we've got 35,000 max stam. And as long as your jabs are somewhere around 1,300 buffed, we got to put our buff back on, you're doing alright. Obviously, it's very easy to get much stronger jabs, and it is our primary DPS, so the higher the better. But we're here doing unique builds and non-meta builds that work, and this build works. We're going to look at the champion points real fast. Again, champion points are very flexible. You can change these a little bit to suit you. The most important ones are your damage champion points. This is what I have found works best for me and pulls the best per jab crit damage. I go with 87 in Mighty, 66 in Thaumaturge, 26 in Precise Strikes, and 12 in Piercing. The remaining points I put in Blessed. That brings you to around 5% increased healing. This is a dodge roll build, so having a decent amount in tumbling is very helpful. I go with 64. This paired with the 2 or 3 pieces of well fitted gives you almost an endless supply of dodge rolls if used properly. Since this is a decent recovery build as well, it actually pays to have quite a bit in Mooncalf to help get us over that 2k mark with our stam recovery. 51 into Warlord to reduce the cost of our skills. We don't have to go crazy with Warlord on this build because we're running 5 pieces of medium, and that gives you cost reduction. Then the remaining points into Sprinter. Why do I put points in Sprinter? Because we don't have dodge roll with a bow on our back bar to give us hasty retreat. We also do not run a gap closer with this build. So we will be sprinting frequently to close the distance between enemies, and this really helps, and it goes a long way in maintaining your stamina pool. 13 in quick recovery, so this paired with Blessed is an additional 10% healing we're receiving. 61 in Hardy, 61 in Elemental Defender. We don't run anything in Thick-Skinned on a Templar because of one of the skills that we use, which we'll get into later. 47 points in Resistance. This pairs with our Impenetrable Armor pieces and brings us up over the 2k mark for our crit resist, which is what we like to see on our medium armor builds. Then the remaining points in the medium armor focus, and this was to help bring our physical resistance up higher, because all of our other points that have been spent are good. We don't really need to go any further than that. So this helps bring up our physical resist and our medium armor. Now we'll cover the skills that I use, and again, you may use different skills. It's completely up to you. On my damage bar, I like Blood Craze. The heal over time with Blood Craze and Rally is actually a decent heal combined together. We're using Quick Cloak to reduce AoE damage by 20%. It also grants us our Major Expedition to help us close gaps in our enemies. Vigor, obviously, for our heal. Biting Jabs is our main source of DPS. And Binding Javelin is our CC. Crescent Sweep is probably not as good as Dawnbreaker, but it only costs 72 ultimate, and this is the generator build. So the faster we get our ultimate up and the faster we can use it, the better. Plus, this is the non-meta channel, right? We want to use as many class abilities as possible. On our back bar, we're running Restoring Focus, Extended Ritual. This is the skill I mentioned, why we are not running anything in Thick-Skinned. It cleanses all your dots that are applied to you. Rally for our heal over time. Again, you pair it with Blood Craze. It's a very nice stacked heal over time. And then it also gives us a burst heal the longer it runs. Power of the Light. This does slight physical damage when you first apply it to an enemy. Stores damage done and then releases it onto the enemy as a burst. It also applies Minor Fracture and Minor Breach, which will increase our damage done. Shuffle for our 15% dodge chance. And then also grants immunity to snares and immobilizations for half a second per piece of medium armor. You can go with whatever ultimate you would like on your back bar. Werewolf is a good choice. I do run that at times, but I don't feel I need it with this particular build. And that will just help increase your stamina recovery on your defensive bar. I choose Shooting Star because it's a nice AoE that I can use from a range to stun a group of enemies if I need to. That pretty much covers the build, guys. I'm going to attach a short video to the end of this for you all to watch to see the build in action. I hope you enjoyed it. Everyone have a nice day.